Now I'm going to walk you through building a data replication task and show you the tables that are built in that SQL Server database.
Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through building a data replication task, and then I'll show you the tables that have been created in my SQL Server database. So to create the data replication task, we'll come back up here to Task Wizards and go to Data Replication this time. And so note that you get one less step in the task wizard for data replication than data synchronization because you're not selecting that operation on the first step. It goes straight to your source. So I'm going to name my task, select my source connection. So I'm going to be backing up my Salesforce data. And I can choose to replicate all of my objects, specify objects to include or specify objects to exclude. So I'm just going to back up my account and contact object since that's what I've been working with. And then if an error occurs while processing an object, so if an error occurs while processing the first object, do I want to cancel processing the remaining objects, or I can change that to continue on processing the remaining objects. And then for Salesforce sources, do I want to include archived and deleted rows from the source? So that option was there in data synchronization as well. For my target, I'm going to write to my SQL Server database, and I'm going to change my target prefix to identify the tables that are created with instruct. And next I'll select my load type. So do I want to run incremental loads after the first initial full load? Do I want to select incremental loads after an initial load of rows created or modified after? Or do I want to run a full load each time? Okay, so these options are there when you have a Salesforce source and a database target object. And then for my delete options, what do I want to do if columns or rows have been deleted from my source? Do I want to remove those in my target, or do I want to retain those? The next step is field exclusions. So for example, if you have fields in any of your objects that you know your business isn't using, you don't want to include in the backup, you can remove those. So let's just say for my account object, I'm only using the billing address fields. So I'm just going to remove my shipping address fields. I can do that for each object. So maybe I'll remove my other address fields for my contact object. Data filters and row limits work the same as in data synchronization. And I'll go ahead and save and run my task. Okay, so I can see that I have 50 success rows, and one thing that's different here is if I click on the task to look at the job details, I can see broken down by object how many success rows there were in each object. All right, so now I'm going to have a look in that SQL Server Management Studio at the new tables that were created. And I can see my tables instruct account and instruct contact were created. Now if I come back over here to my data replication tasks page, and if I want to reset my target to remove those tables entirely from my database, I can click that. And now I'm going to come back over here and refresh my tables. And you can see that those tables have been removed.